college tuition in America rising like never before, students are struggling to pay for their education, even with scholarships, financial aid, loans, or jobs.
So the cost of college tuition, here's a chart showing it in comparison to overall inflation rates. The black line on the bottom, inflation rates since 1985, and here the red line going all the way up, the cost of a college education.
How many people here are carrying student debt right now? Okay.
To combat this, the U.S. Department of Education created a new kind of federal financial aid called work study, where students work jobs around their campus, which are meant to be easily accessible and understanding of students' busy schedules.
What's the difference between a grant and federal work study? Grants don't have to be paid back. Federal work study offers you the chance to work on campus, to pay your bill, or to be used as spending money.
It's interesting that work study can translate into big opportunities. I would bet you that here at Chapman University there are a number of students who have taken work study and have built it into careers here at Chapman University.
But just how effective is this program? We analyzed the effect work study has had on students at our university. Chapman University costs about $60,000 a year to attend, with 64% of the student population receiving federal student loans.
I definitely considered which school I would go to based on how much they gave me, and that was, it's a grant, it's a work, so it was a part of that scholarship package.
When students needing financial aid arrive at Chapman, the financial aid office could tell them they're eligible for an on-campus job, which across a semester could give them $3,000 towards tuition. But what they aren't told are the factors that could get in the way of them receiving a job.
As a freshman parent, it is a stressful time trying to find that job, and you come in thinking everybody gets a work-study job, and then you find out they don't.
There are currently 2,983 available work-study positions. At a school with only 2,000 students accepting their work-study awards, this may sound like more than enough, but many students still report trouble finding a job.
They introduced the idea that I could possibly get money for working on campus, and I said, wow, that's a fantastic idea. So I got a $3,000 work-study award, which is what I still have. But it did take me 2 years to get an on-campus job and actually tap into that. And what was really frustrating was I wasn't able to use that $3,000 of my financial aid for anything else. So I wasn't allowed to take the work study away and then put it to something else. That was just $3,000 of my financial aid that I wasn't able to access for 2 years. So it made things kind of difficult.
Applying to work study jobs was really frustrating. I applied as soon as I got to Chapman my freshman year, and I didn't get a job until February. I think I applied to at least a dozen positions, and the most frustrating part was that they wouldn't notify you that you didn't get the position. They would just not say anything for the most part.
Work study was extremely hard for me to find. I applied to probably over 30 jobs and only heard back from about 2 of them, and both of them had denied my application.
Senior Maddie Crossland currently works 2 work-study jobs, but she too found them difficult to obtain.
I didn't get an on-campus job until my junior year, and I had applied a couple times when I saw it.
If these students can't take advantage of work-study, that's an extra $3,000 a semester that they weren't planning on paying, that could force them to get a job outside school or take out more student loans. But there's so much student demand for jobs, even shops in downtown Orange are difficult to get.
After not being able to find a job on campus, I decided that going off campus was my best bet. But even then, not having a car in freshman year was really difficult. So I printed out probably 40 resumes. I went door to door asking every single place of business if they would hire me. And because there are so many college students who aren't finding these work-study jobs, there are so many of them applying to places in the circle that it's the same problem we're having on campus.
So what is preventing work-study recipients from getting jobs? One reason is their options for jobs are crowded out by non-work-study students or Sodexo employees. Part of Chapman's contract with food provider Sodexo is that only Sodexo can hire food service employees, leading them to outsource all food service jobs, even though they require no previous experience or qualifications. Additionally, any student, regardless of their financial situation, can apply for work-study jobs, making those who need them less likely to get them. Jen Ruby, the assistant to the dean at the Fish Interfaith Center, said they only hire students with work-study, but David Carnival, the manager of the Financial Aid Office, said some offices may use separate funding to hire non-work-study students.
Yeah, all the students that we hire all have work study. They obviously that may or may shift because that's a financial aid package that they come with, but all the ones that we continue to work here have to have work study. So.
But when this is an option, employers may even prioritize non-work study students if their schedules are freer or because they don't come with extra paperwork.
Departments are less inclined to actually hire you.
What do you mean by that?
Because they have to go through like paying you and everything like that. They have to go through separate paperwork and application processes to go through federal channels, because usually the work studies through the federal government. So it just makes from an employer standpoint, it kind of complicates things.
All of the jobs were going to kids with better availability. So rather than basing jobs only off of your work study based on the amount that you needed, they were basing it off of how often you could work and how many hours you could give.
But when asked why students were struggling to find jobs, the administration blamed the students rather than the hirers.
Pretty much no responses at all from any on-campus job, and I've probably applied to about 50.
Work study was extremely hard for me to find. I applied to probably over 30 jobs.
I applied to at least a dozen positions.
We were lucky. She is the sort that will pound on doors and chase after people and beg and borrow and,